Painted Black by Rolling Stones should sound something like this. Now before we break that down, I'm hoping you've got your PDF printed out in front of you, and we're going to start off where it says intro riff, the tab at the top, and we're going to ignore all those zeros on the fourth string. So all these zeros that you can hear and see the string vibrating, we're going to ignore those temporarily. So we're going to start with the 3 0 1 3 1 0 3 3. We're going to start with that riff. Now I'm going to play it one more time slowly through. You can hear the missing zeros are no longer there, so slowly just to get the basic melody. And very important, finger 3, fret 3. Finger 1, fret 1. The fingers are numbered. Make sure you've got that. Finger 3, fret 3. So let's just take it through again. As we said, we're ignoring those zeros on the fourth string. So the basic melody is simply it does that. Now the sneaky part over here is we're going to add in an extra note, and those are the zeros I asked us to ignore in the beginning, which means now you have to jump across very, very quick. You can see my pick jumping across the whole way through. Now there are more than one way to play it as well. The first way is just a pick like I demonstrated. Or if you want to get fancy and then zoom a bit closer, check this out. We're going to do a bit of hybrid picking, which gets the middle finger of your picking hand working. So the pick then plays everything on the fourth string, and the other notes, the 3 0 1 3 we learnt at the beginning, is done by the middle finger. Check this out, slow motion. And you can see the middle finger working its way there with the pick as well. So there's two ways to do it. Either this combination of plectrum and finger called hybrid picking, also known as chicken picking. Very funny name, but that's actually the correct name for it as well, chicken picking. I prefer hybrid picking, it sounds nicer. Or you can simply just use your pick the whole way through. And again, watch the jump across with the pick, and I'm going to zoom out a bit so you can see the fretting hand as well. So you have to pay attention to the fretting hand as well as the picking hand. They both are visible in the screen. And check this out now. Slow motion. More straight. And you'll notice that I did play one note wrong there. I was going to retake the video, but I thought just to show that even everyone makes mistakes, we don't stop. And that's a very important lesson. If you're sitting on stage and you're playing the song and you accidentally make the mistake I made, you just smile and wave and you don't stop. Very important lesson. I'm going to say it again. Any mistakes, you don't stop the whole way through. You just keep going. And it's very important because if the band stops, it's really noticeable. Okay, now at the end of it, the last bar has a little phrase which goes, and that fits in if you play the whole phrase something like this. Now I'm going to focus in again on the picking hand, or the fretting hand rather, sorry. I'm going to zoom across to this over here. And we're going to start with 0 open string. Hammer on to the fret 2, hammer on to the fret 3. So you're picking one note but you're hearing 3. And the last 0 crosses over to the bottom first string. So those first 4 notes in the fourth bar, the 0, 2, 3, should sound slow motion like this, or at speed. And the next 4 notes, the 3, 2, 0, 2, should be 3, 2, 0, 2. And if you really want to use fingers 1 and 2 instead like this, I really don't mind. It's one of those sort of 50-50 sort of choices. You can do the two riffs like this with fingers 1 and 2. Or you can do fingers 2 and 3. That you open to your own translation. Now, very important is the hammer-ons and pull-offs. I just want to focus in quickly on the picking hand over here. And you can see those last two groups of 4 notes. I picked the 0. You can hear that 2 and 3 coming in, but I didn't pick them. And I picked the last 0. So slow motion, pick, hammer, hammer, pick. Very important to get those techniques right. And the next part is 3, 2, 0, 2. Pick the 3, pull off, open, 2. And you can hear all those notes, only one pick. And then at speed, it's going to sound like this. And there you have it. And again, you could also even go as far as using fingers the whole way through. So for those of you that are really keen on using fingers only, you can also do this. Check it out. Same thing. Fingers in position, and now no more pick. And I'm going to alternate my thumb and my first finger. Check it out. So you've got choices for the song. So you can either use a pick, or you can do a cross pick, or you can use a pick with a finger, or you can put your pick down and do fingers. Whatever combination works for you is cool. Okay, now onto the chord section for this. The chords are pretty easy. I'm just going to run through them once in case maybe there's a chord you're not familiar with. Starting with D minor, fingers 1, 2, and 3. Very important, make sure you use the same finger notation. Next chord, A7, looks like this. The diagrams for the chords are on the right hand side of your PDF file if it's printed out. And you can use fingers 2 and 3 for the A7th, or you can use fingers 1 and 2, or even 1 and 3 if you really want to. It's another chord where I'm not going to be too fussy. Now, for the basic rhythm for the verse, it's your typical down, down, up, up, down. You've done 101 times. We're now going to do 102 times, and it's going to sound something like this. Now, did you hear that sort of a ra sort of sound, ra, coming through? On the second beat, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, you sort of roll or rake the plectrum across the strings. I'm going to zoom in a bit closer there. This is a normal 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, but for this song, on the second beat, try this. And all that's really happening is you're going slightly slow motion with your picking hand and sort of doing that instead of that. So it's a normal strum. And then on that second beat, you're sort of getting it strum, rata, da, 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 rata, da, da. And it gives a really cool sort of 60s, 70s style of rhythm that the Rolling Stones used for Painted Black. And when we go to A7, it's going to sound like this. Should we try that together? I'm going to zoom out a bit now so you can see the chord changes as well. We're looking at the verse. It's 2 D minors, and we're going to have, after 2 D minors, you're going to have 2 A7s, and it simply repeats itself, and that's your verse. Let's go on the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, D minor. Now comes the chorus. The chorus is quite tricky because it focuses a lot on offbeats. So if I were to count into the chorus, so for example, we were busy practicing or rehearsing the chorus, and you wanted to count into that, it would be something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2. So you actually strum that D minor chord on the second count. Again, just to prove that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2. And you strum that D minor once on the second beat. Jump across to C, so it's going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Now the rhythm pattern for this will be on your PDF as well, so pay attention to the arrows, watch out for that first beat where nothing happens for the chorus, and then also see how the changes take place. I'm going to take it through once now as written on the PDF. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And you'll notice that last C, it goes D minor, C, down, up, F, down on the F, up on the C. Okay, we got that. And then the D minor at the end is simply down, down, up. Exactly the same as we've been doing for basically for the strumming for the verse. And then the second line of the chorus, it starts the same, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then G. And then instead of doing 2 Gs and 2 As, it's 1 G and 1 A. And that's pretty much your Painted Black the whole way through. If you've got that, you should be able to play the intro. And your song starts. Any questions? Drop me a WhatsApp. It's a really fun song to play. It's almost like a must-play song. It's really, really cool. Make sure you get that on the second beat, down, up. And then also to make sure that down strum that we've been describing works well, make sure you come quick onto the off beat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So it's got almost like a snappy sound to it. And then enjoy the off beats with the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 with the chorus. And looking forward to hearing from you. Enjoy the song. Take care.